Coach, what's kind of your initial thoughts on your group? It seems like y'all got some more depth up front and able to kind of interchange with some guys too, like Crumity. What's kind of your thoughts on what you've seen so far?
Very excited. They're a great group. Crumity and Cam Young have really stepped up and with their leadership. And we need that with Kobe and Marquise being gone, and they've done a great job in the off season, through the spring, through the summer, and even out here and starting into the fall. So a lot of guys. We got a lot of depth, and hopefully we can stay healthy, because that's obviously the big part of it. But if we can stay healthy and have an opportunity to rotate guys in, get some of those younger guys a little bit of experience, also a lot of good significant snaps, I think we got a chance to be pretty decent.
You mentioned leadership. I mean, what kind of things do you see from some of those guys like Crumity to do that, to step up as a leader?
Well, they lead by example, without a doubt. They're not a guy that's going to show up on a list as far as not doing what they're supposed to do, and that speaks volumes, because then, here's the guys that have played, they're leaders of the team, their teammates see that, it's like, okay, you can have success and do the right things off the field, in the classroom, study table and such. So it's huge for us, especially when you graduate guys. Guys go on to the play in the NFL. You need somebody to then step in and replace that, and it's great to have those guys that can do that.
Nathan Pickering was a guy that was somewhat limited early in camp, like he was kind of full go today. Where would you kind of assess where he is right now?
Well, he's working on his consistency, right? And so missed a little bit last year, and so great to have him back. He's very athletic. He's strong. Coach Brown and his crew have done a great job with all those guys. But we're looking for that consistency, to see him play at his highest level on each and every snap. And if we can get him to do that, I think we can see some really great things out of Pickering this year.
You mentioned Cam initially when you were talking about your guys that have really stepped up. He was a guy that was offered real late, and signing day thing for him, but he's really worked into that rotation. What has he done to solidify himself into the middle of that rotation?
Well, really just has answered the question of being able to move, and because he's a big man, right? And so when we first got here, it was a question of, will he be able to do as much movement as we would like to do with our defensive line. And over the course of time, he just kept plugging away. Football's important to him. He loves the game, and that passion for the game has really been able to show out here. And he's been able to show us that he can do that. So we're excited about having him. That allowed us to make some moves and get Crumity, him, and Jordan Davis out there all at the same time. That's a strong front three up there. So we're really excited about what the future holds.
Jordan Davis, how big of a piece is he to this D-line, and what did it mean to get him in from Colin 2 years ago?
It's huge. We moved him from a Sam backer last year about mid-season or so. So it was a learning process for him, but you kind of saw him continue to get better as the season went. He started playing his better games the latter part of the season. He's worked his butt off in the off-season, through the spring, through the summer, and you're seeing it out here on the field here in camp. And he loves the game. He's flying around. He's still learning, so we got to continue to develop him there. But he's another guy that can have an outstanding year if he keeps working.
What does Randy Charlton bring to your unit?
He brings a lot of experience and depth. He played for a great program, and he brings that same hunger and desire, getting an opportunity to play here. He's athletic. He's strong, and he's not as tall, so he's got that built-in leverage, which is good, especially when you're playing that defensive tackle spot.
Having a guy with the size of King Ani, how important is that for your defensive line?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you take a guy like King, and he's still developing. We still got some work to do with him, but, man, he is strong, right? And so to be able to move him around, he plays some end, he plays some tackle. He can be that guy that, somebody goes down, we need to switch some guys around. He could be a guy that can help us out to keep that depth that we need down the road as we go through the conference play.
How good do you think the depth could be throughout the season?
Obviously, we got to stay healthy, and that's everybody's situation. But if we can stay healthy, we got a solid group, and we got some young guys that we can continue to play. We got some older guys that have played. It's really a good mix right now, but you just never know how the season's going to play out, so got to get them all ready to go.
What's your ideal rotation number, the guys that you want to play significant snaps in a game?
Really, if we can, we're going to rotate every 3 plays. And that keeps them healthy. Now, of course, we play some different types of offenses. Some got a tempo type of deal, which alters that rotation a little bit. And so that's where the conditioning comes into play, and the work that those guys did with Coach Brown, obviously, over the summer, helps them out in that situation there.
How much do you think your unit can benefit from having a secondary with the expectations of this one?
Well, it's like a marriage, you know. They're covering guys in the back end, gives us a little bit more time to get to the quarterback. We get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback a little bit quicker, allows them to do some different things, get a little more creative in the back end. So it goes hand in hand, you know. And so with those guys back there, it's great to have those guys that can cover some people, that can cover some ground, knock down some passes, get some interceptions, because then that gets the quarterback a little bit nervous, gives us a chance to maybe get there a little bit quicker and to get the sack.